I'm recording this because I told the student who can't make it that I would record it, and I forgot to do that on Monday. We'll see how it goes.
Recording. Yes, we're recording. Let me go to my presentation. Okay.
This is Mr. Ree. I know some of you. I've met some of you.
Today is May 7th or 8th. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm not sure what day of the week it is.
Give me a thumbs up if you can see there's something that says how to do a DBQ. Okay, cool. So,
New York City schools have been remote since March. Teachers, accustomed to making plans, are not sure what we ought to be preparing for this fall. I wanted to understand a little about what school has become. Not so much what learning is happening or isn't, but how what teaching might mean has changed. I'm Ashraya Gupta, and this is Homework, a series about teachers and schools grappling with distance learning.
There used to be a time when I was able to at least pretend to tune out the teaching profession.
Jose is a middle school math teacher. Like a lot of teachers, he's no stranger to taking work home. From what I've seen, Jose uses every second he gets. He's a poet, an activist, a father. But for Jose and many other teachers, time and what we do with it is changing.
These days, I find myself working as if it's 24/7. I get notifications at 12 o'clock at midnight on a weekday. I'll get it at 8 o'clock on a weekend. I get it during breakfast. I might get it during dinner. And it's usually some sort of Google Classroom something. Like I'll get the email and I'll get the notification from the app and it'll pop up somewhere else on a desktop and a laptop, whatever. It got a little wild because, there was a point where kids would be doing their work at 11 o'clock at night. And then when I made the corrections to match their energy at like 11:30, they were like, oh, I shouldn't be correcting this at 11:30 and I'm not going to respond because it's 11:30. I'm like, yeah, I'm really just trying to give you feedback because this is the only real quiet time I thought I had, but apparently not.
So this has been my experience. One of the things I've learned from doing remote learning is trying to make the remote learning as human as possible.
Sheila works with me. In her English classes, students apply psychoanalytical lenses to novels and films. And, as many of my students will confirm, there are always snacks in Sheila's classroom. Now, instead of food, she's sharing Google Docs.
So in many ways, I spend a lot of time on Google Classroom. I rely mostly on Google Classroom for the learning and not the synchronous learning because I think that's so unfair and it's just full of inequities. For us to ask kids to come onto a computer and to log into class and to be present is pretty much awful. It's kind of hard to be present if you have to work from the bathroom because it's the only space that you can work from.
What Sheila's talking about, synchronous and asynchronous distance learning, has been a point of contention. Should students be expected to attend a virtual class at a specific time, synchronously, or should they receive materials to engage with at their own pace, asynchronously? Some are concerned that teachers are asking students to essentially teach themselves. Assignments are provided, but with little direct instruction. Others argue that there's no way to make sure all students have equal access. Think of a home with one computer split between relatives working remotely and children trying to attend class, or of students who are homeless. In New York, that's 1 in every 10.
So I have tried to make the Google Classroom the place where the kids can go to and learn at their own pace. I have tried uploading images of myself, videos of myself, giving them pep talks so that they feel that there's someone talking to them. I have also tried doing the instructions in little bites, maybe like a 10-minute instruction video, talking about a quote, talking about a passage. And it's kind of sad because I do miss the group discussion, but at least if they're responding to me, I'd get each kid to respond in some way. I mean, that's been the other side of remote learning. It could really individualize the course to the student, where I can see where the student's at. I could just set up all the assignments and they're all working at their pace and I can contact them and I can just, make sure they feel like there's another person out there for them.
A lot of my work right now has been tech support and not actually really meaningfully connecting with students, which is why I became a teacher in the first place, to connect with kids.
Annie teaches special education at an elementary school. Her class of 12 students usually spends the day with her and her colleague, a paraprofessional. Now, the way they spend that time has shifted.
Things that took me maybe a minute to do in the classroom, like tell all the students what to do, is taking me maybe 20 minutes now, because I have to text all the parents and create a video of what I want, send off a text to parents. And trying to reach 12 kids right now has been a lot. So all of this has been extremely, extremely frustrating. I really want to be doing my life's work as a teacher right now, and I can't.
Although I'm on sabbatical, I've been meeting with some of my students from last semester. Our video chats confront me with the impossibility of making eye contact, of a comfortable silence, or a heavy one. Sometimes we go over our 30 minutes, sometimes we lose steam in 12. For students and teachers, time is no longer what it used to be. There's no passing period in the hallway, no recess, no nap time all together in a room wondering if you'll ever fall asleep. And I wonder what school will be, what possibilities and pitfalls it might hold, untethered from a school bell. Thank you to all the teachers who reached out to me, and to the teachers working in their remote classrooms. I chose to stick to first names here, but you can hear more from two of the teachers featured in today's episode. Jose Luis Vilson can be found at thejosevilson.com. His Twitter handle is @thejlv. Annie Tan was recently featured in The New Republic, and you can find more of her work at annietan.com. She tweets as Annie Tangent.
Take care.